somebody want to be the timekeeper tonight?
No, it can't be a performer. Somebody who's not performing.
Would one of you like to keep the time?
Sure.
Let's force them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Give it up. Give it up for Rebecca for putting the pressure on.
Yeah, see, everyone's doing 7, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you could wave the flag, it's 6 minutes. That would be great.
So each time someone comes on, as soon as they get up there, you might want to give them count to 3, and then, or give them a second to start it, and then get 7 minutes. Okay? I'll let you get away with a little extra, but don't get crazy. It's about respect for everybody's time, and you want to fit something. Anyway,
All right. So,
you want to start? Say something first.
oh, sure. Do you guys want to hear some jokes? Okay. So it's like a new year, right? Like it's gonna be New Year's soon. I'm getting my life in order, for the first time in a while. That's fun. I don't know. A lot of people do diet plans for New Year's, and I was thinking recently, back in the '90s, doing a liquid diet meant you were a hot girl with an eating disorder, and I feel like in 2023 it means that you're a giant nerd with an eating disorder. Right? I don't need to eat meal. Soylent is all right? I don't know. I dated someone who was doing Soylent once, and I cooked a meal for him, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's nice to eat food and not have, like, that's a nice low bar, right? Cooking for somebody that only eats Soylent." I don't know. But yeah, I opened my first 401k. That's exciting. Yeah. They say not to gamble, like gambling is a stupid idea. But in the US, the only way you can afford to retire is with investing, which I think is weird because that's basically gambling, right?
Yeah.
But somebody explained it to me, like, no, it's not really gambling because, like, you're investing in like the entire stock market, so it kind of like amortizes your risk. So it's like, it's like pretty stable. So it's like, okay, I get it. It's like gambling, but make it boring. Just invest in your 401k, get the lowest hit of dopamine ever. Like, yeah, that's gonna pay off. That $10 is gonna be worth marginally more in like 35 years. I can't wait. I don't know. I made my first will. That's and in my will, I specified that if I have enough money when I die, I want my boyfriend to have enough money to pay my half of our rent for 1 year. That's a lot of money, right? But I just want to make sure that if something were to happen and I died suddenly, my boyfriend would be a suspect. And he was like, "Don't do that to me. Like, I don't want the." But I think it's important that he has a vested interest in keeping me safe. Like, just if I die not under suspicious circumstances. No, so I actually I just found out that my boyfriend actually has a second secret phone that he's been hiding from me, which is crazy. And I'm really disgusted because he's been using it to play Pokemon Go with himself. Just trades Pokemon back and forth. I'd rather he be cheating on me, at least then he'd be a real man, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'll get it out of here. But I did this like a couple of weeks here for the first time. I rewrote it. You guys want to hear a read? Yeah. I don't know why I asked. You have to say it. But I don't know. But yeah, I just found out recently, I'm Jewish, and I just found out that in America, they don't eat gingerbread houses. That's psychotic. I asked somebody if I could have a bite of his, and he told me that they're sealed using glue. But then I was like, why? Like, why do you need that? And he said, because it has to be durable. I don't think it does. You're not building a real house, right? It doesn't need structural integrity. It does give new light to the story of Hansel and Gretel, though. That witch's house must have tasted nasty. Hansel takes a bite and gets a mouthful of drywall. The witch wasn't evil, she was just a wasp. She was like, little boy, stop eating my house. Dessert isn't meant for eating. It's just for looking at. We're living in
Give it up for Rebecca!
Let's get super, super excited.
Drum roll.
For Jed.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Jed.
Jed! Woo!
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Give it up for Jed! It's so hard being the first person. Let's go. Give it up.
Oh, it's like my late night session. Yeah, Micah. Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's good to know each other. Is this normal? Does anyone have like a favorite bodega?
Yes.
Yeah, what makes it your favorite?
Best chopped cheese.
Best chopped cheese. Anybody else?
Yeah, real bacon.
Real bacon as opposed to what, turkey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, one time I ordered a fucking bacon, egg, and cheese, and after the guy got done making it, he was like, "I'm sorry, we only had turkey." He already made it. Still paid for it. I'm complete pussy. My favorite bodega is just the one that I haven't embarrassed myself at yet. It's the one I haven't gone in there super drunk and sad and bought somebody chips. That's the only one. I don't know. I may have to switch bodegas though, because the Arab lady at my bodega has figured out that I'm also Arab. She's getting super close to figuring out that I'm also Muslim. Listen, other Muslims finding out you're Muslim is a disaster, because then you have to actually be Muslim, which sucks. I can't buy snacks and condoms in there anymore. I'm begging. It's I don't know. There's a nonprofit in my neighborhood that rescues like bodega cats that are neglected, which is cool, right? But what's fucked up is no one seems to give a shit about bodega kids. Y'all seen these guys? You know, the 14-year-old that's working 50 hours a week? I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck? I thought you came to America so I could have a better life. You know? Dad's like, well, your kids might get that, but you're going to get the fuck back to work, dude. Sell these backwoods. It's, we a therapy crowd? We in therapy?
Yeah!
All right, Bed-Stuy has changed. Everyone, very cool. I started therapy for the first time like 3 weeks ago. It's okay. Older plus. I'm not trying to get better. I'm not. I'm on disability and I'm trying to get more money from the government.
Hey,
Is that okay? That's okay, right? They don't need more missiles. What are they gonna spend on? I don't know. It feels weird though. I'm in my 30s. Like starting therapy in your 30s feels too late. You know? It's like, what's the point? I'm too old to shoot up a school. You know? It would be too cringe. Can you imagine a phone call? He's got a gun! And he's like 40 or something. Just need to go here. It's tough. Therapy crowd, bodega crowd. Okay, let's get to this more. Who all in here is gay, but in the closet? Whatever, dude.
Give it up!
We're changing lives over here. Standing on her truth. There's still dudes in the closet, man. I got my homie Darius is like he's like sort of in the closet. Like he'll get drunk and come out to us, and then he get way more drunk and forget about they did that. Just kind of keep doing it. He also comes out in like super like oblique ways, you know? Like he'll be drinking and he'll come up to me and be like, "Yo, dog, I've been thinking about learning the guitar, but the thing is, I'm gay. And I'll be like, that's fine. I think they're allowed to do that. That's cool. They'll be like, oh, word? I can learn the guitar even though I am gay? And I'll be like, yes, we had this conversation last month when you were thinking about rock climbing. Lungs love, dude. It's okay. You gotta know about this guy. He's like my toughest friend. He's like the most jacked, most thugged out dude you've ever met. He's from a tough South Philly neighborhood. And he's not scared of anybody except for other homosexual men. So instead of going to a gay bar and trying to pick up actual gay dudes, he stays in our shitty dive bar and tries to pick up us. His heterosexual South Philly friends he watches the Eagles with. Dude, go Birds.
Go Birds.
It's yeah, we can't help it. If someone lets out a Go Birds, you gotta reply. Are you from Philly?
Yeah.
No, I am.
I know.
Yo, go Cowboys, baby, let's do it.
Hell no. You wouldn't dare say that in Philly.
You'd be surprised.
Well, you're from Philly. Tell me if this is true or false. This is very funny, I've noticed.
Go for it.
When Philly people meet other Philly people, they ask, what high school did you go to?
Dude, that's so true. It's like this. They gotta tell if you're from the hood or are you from like the Canada of Philly, you know, like the suburbs.
That's. I think it's because asking what college would be ridiculous.
Oh,
There you go, folks. You can't make your name that.
let's do that.
What was I talking about? Oh, Go Birds. Yeah, he keeps saying it's terrible. Which me and my friends, we're not homophobic at all. Okay, we're not. But at the same time, we do hang out with a huge gay man who terrifies us. Woo! And there really isn't a word for that. I mean, except for homophobic. We might be super. Here, let's get real. Here's what has to happen. All right, this is the truth. This is the problem we have. One of us has to be like, look, Darius, you're gay. It's okay. We love you. Right? We just have to say that to him. If this was a white kid from the suburbs, easy. Acoustic guitar, everyone cries. A dude from the hood, here's how that's gonna go. Darius, you're gay, right hook. It's tough. It's the sad truth is like for Darius to live like his whole life, you know, one of us needs to get knocked the fuck out. We're not that woke. We're not. It's tough out there, man. I'm still single, okay? Despite the fact that I got here on a skateboard. I don't want to win the one, dude. I'm still single. And my parents always asking, like, why are you still single? Don't you want a girlfriend? Like that. Isn't that annoying when parents asking that? I figured out the best way to get parents to stop asking, why are you still single? Is very simple. Tell the truth. Why am I still single? Oh, it's because I sucked. It's because, like, as a person, I'm bad, and nobody wants me. So anyway, did you guys catch the game last night? I think it's because I grew up Muslim, dude. You grow up, it's hard, you know? Like, I'm the only guy I know that wasn't allowed to date senior year of high school. As a guy. Girls would be like, you want to go to a movie? I'd be like, I can't. It's a Muslim thing. I was the only Muslim in my school. They'd be like, is Muslim, like, gay? And I'd be like, sort of. Yes. It's super gay. All right, thanks so much, guys. I'm enjoying it.
Dad, where can we find you?
JADSLAY on Instagram, Dad Slay.
Oh, wait, no.
And can you pick the next name?
Guys, your next performer coming to the stage.
Drum roll.
Jennifer Dave!
Dave! Give it up for Dave, guys. Bring up Dave.
Yeah.
Guys, while we're waiting for him to come here,
Yo, DJ, can we put some breakdancing shit on, like some old school shit? I'm gonna come back on. Ready?
I also wanted, I meant to say something. I usually interrupt the show. Tuesday night brought the lights off for anybody who has, I'm sorry it's too late for the other two, but if anybody wants lights off, it's right up here for the mic.
Oh,
COVID.
oh, okay. COVID.
I'm just saying, people made it an issue last time. Clap for the lights off in the house.
I'll come back on. Ready? All right, wait. Let me know. All right. How you doing? My name is Dave Allen. How you doing today, guys?
Yeah.
You said you're from Philly and shit?
Yeah.
All right.
I know, it looks like I don't think it's. I know.
My mother lives in Upper Darby,
Yes.
and she's a fucking Cowboys fan.
Ah, man, wait, she's fucking Cowboys or she's a fucking?
No, she's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm-
That's all right.
Yo, so every year or during Thanksgiving, my mother watches the Cowboys, and I'm like, I cannot deal with that shit because she's screaming and yelling. And she lives in Philly. Her husband's a fucking Eagles fan, and she's fucking a Cowboys fan. I'm like, Ma, I can't take you seriously, you know, because you didn't like football when I was fucking young. Now you're a fucking fan. You just like going against the grain and shit. You just like being an outsider and shit. So my mother's a football fan. She came by for our Christmas dinner actually this weekend and shit. I'm glad the Cowboys were on the fucking film because I would have kicked her out of my fucking house with all that screaming and yelling because I wouldn't be able to tolerate that. And there's a Buffalo Bills fan right here as well.
Where?
Right there, the Buffalo Bills. Are you a fan of the Bills?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was not an answer.
Well, yeah, Nance and I went to school together in Buffalo and shit.
Give it up for Buffalo Bills.
No, fuck the Buffalo Bills. They stopped me from fucking watching football. Like when they lost the 4 Super Bowls, and you can tell by my age now. Like they stopped us. You remember when they went to the 4 Super Bowls and they lost that shit? I stopped watching football. I was traumatized after that shit. So fuck Buffalo and shit. But Nance and I went to Buffalo State College. Nance, thank you for inviting me into this wonderful spot. Nance is great. She's wonderful.
Thank you. Give it up for
Awesome.
me. Thank you.
Give it up for Nance. Give it up for the host as well, the associate host as well. So I talked about my mother. I'm gonna talk about my father now. I got father issues and shit. All right. Basically, my father is a Mr. Earl. Do you guys know what Mr. Earl is? Mr. Earl is an old dude that likes to spend money on young chicks and shit. All right.
Yeah, I know the type.
Right. You know the type? My father is 77 years old. Yeah, he's an old motherfucker, right? But I gotta fight these bitches off of my dad and shit. All right, because he likes to spend money on these chicks and shit. The last chick that my father fucked with, all right, I went to high school with this chick. Yes, I went to high school, and I tried to get the pussy and couldn't get it. So maybe I'm a little. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's me. I hit that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So maybe it's because I couldn't get the pussy. You know what I'm saying? That I'm upset with my father. Now he's fucking her and shit, right? And this bitch turned around and took $60,000 from my fucking father, right? He sits up there smiling and shit, you know, laughing about this shit. I'm like, listen, you're fucking with my inheritance right now. You gotta leave that bitch alone. Thank you. Yeah. You gotta leave that bitch alone. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little blue. I say bitch a lot. Pussy, shit like that. I'm sorry. So I had to hire a lawyer to fucking get this bitch out of my father's fucking house and shit. But long story short, I did. So when I'm talking to my father and shit, he always tells me he likes to sit back. He's like, yeah. He says, yeah. You know, I fucked the mother too. Right? Not my mother. Her mother. All right? But then he likes to add on a little caveat that the bitch used to like him to choke her out as well. And shit. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck? You need to slow the fuck down. So that's what a Mr. Earl is. Have you ever heard of a Mr. Earl or a Mr. Any old dude that likes to spend money on bitches? I'm about to be that because now I'm losing my looks. I'm 55 years old. Bitches ain't looking at me like the same way as they used to and shit. They're looking at my pockets and shit. So I'm quickly moving into that Mr. Earl phase of things and shit where I'm gonna have to start paying for some. Actually, I'm not. I'm married man, so I'm not really. I'm not paying for no pussy and shit. I never will. Maybe in 10 years. Little young bitch want to get a nails done. I got these bitches that work with me right now. They're like, yo. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? My nails gotta get done. I'm like, bitch, I'm not paying for that shit. Catch me in 10 years. Maybe I'll pay for it. I just recently did my ancestry DNA, and I found out that is the mic on? Okay. Do I need the mic? You guys hear me? I'm waiting for that breakdance and shit. Yo, so, oh shit. Wait a minute. Oh, come on, shit like that. I need to say that 1985 shit. So, I did my ancestry and I found out that I'm 28% Nigerian. All right? Do I look like it?
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I'm not. Look at me. I'm both a big fucking Nigerian motherfucker right here. And I also found out that I'm 30% Ashkenazi Jew.
Let's go. Yeah, shalom.
That's dope. Not today, that shit ain't dope. All right. So I found out that I'm Ashkenazi Jew. So what does that make me? Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican Dave. I went through college. Puerto Rican Dave. I'm fucking Puerto Rican Dave and shit. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. Every Spanish person that comes up to me in the fucking world, they come up and talk to me in Spanish. I look at these motherfuckers like, I hit them with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand Spanish and shit. All right, get back to my daddy. My father was a Rolling Stone and shit, right? But I understand it now. I understand the reason why, chicks love my father. I can't chicks the bitches because it's the audience and shit. All right? Because my father is a musician. He plays the fucking guitar, right? That's why he got fucking kids all over the place. So I was at Terra Blues in Manhattan, and my father I was with my cousin, who was also a musician, and we're sitting up at the bar with my wife and my father, right? And my cousin comes down and puts the guitar in my father's hands and shit. So my father starts stroking that motherfucker. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. And so my father starts playing the fucking guitar. The white bitch on the left of him, eyes rolled up in her fucking head, and she started levitating off the fucking ground. Right? The next bitch that was standing next to my father jumped onto his knee and started fucking hovering on his fucking knee, rubbing her pussy on his knee. My wife is right there. And her husband is standing right behind her, and he's pulling her off of my fucking father and shit, right? I looked at my fucking wife and I said, "You so lucky I didn't learn how to play that fucking guitar." Because I'd be out there fucking running wild. Kids everywhere. Reparations. It's a touchy topic. We got a little diverse crowd in here. White people are going to be mad about that. Oh, it's time? Damn. Thank you very much. My name is David Allen. Yo, I have a show up on a spot where it's called the Social Club. And it's the old Two Steps Down for all you old Brooklyn heads back in the day. All right? And it's called Let's Smoke and Joke. It's on January 27th. It's a cannabis-infused comedy show. All right? So it's Let's Smoke and Joke on your IG. All right? Did I say that right? IG? Should I say Instagram? I'm not old motherfuckers.
2 Steps Down is a classic. It's on Decal.
Yeah, 240 Decal. You gonna play the breakdances? Oh! Thank you very much, guys. Blessings.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up, wait. Okay. First of all, this happens by mistake, because I normally host, I just start taking the mic. Come over here, Rebecca. No, not for me. And I need you to repeat your IG and say the event again, but wait, let Rebecca do it.
My IG is Let's Smoke and Joke. All right?
All right, let's follow.
Please follow, guys. We got our show, Cannabis Infused. You smoke. It's a social club. You able to smoke some weed if you smoke weed.
Give it up. Drum roll.
Celeste, ladies and gentlemen, Celeste.
No, I said your name wrong. Sorry, I got it wrong.
Oh, that's okay.
Guys, keep it going for Claire, all the way
Claire!
from LA. Dave.
You can do it?
Oh,
That'd
yeah,
be
don't worry
great.
about it. Nancy can't keep white dishes apart. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, guys, give it up for Claire.
Thank you. Did you say it? You said I was from LA? Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm so tan, everybody.
Yeah.
I appreciate, Nancy, that you said at the top you were like for this show. You don't have to have a lot of Instagram followers. Because like in LA, you have to have like 10K Instagram followers just to work at a coffee shop. Like I swear to God. Also, like everybody in the service industry out in LA is like hot because they're all like actors or models as well. And I hate it so much. Like I just know when I walk into a restaurant and all the servers are hot that like the service is gonna be terrible. Like they weren't meant to serve food, they were meant to serve looks. Yeah, it's like insane. It's just like everybody's like covertly an actor out there. Like I don't need to be sexually attracted to my garbage man, you know. Anybody spend the holidays with their family? Woo! How are we doing? Yeah, I just put in my time. I spent a lot of time with my family this year actually, so I'm from New Hampshire.
Yay!
Yeah, so I'm not a townie. I'm not from here. I don't live here. I'm just here, but yeah, I spent a lot of time with my family this year because I went on a 3-week-long trip with my family. It was a lot. I found out that everyone in my family except me writes Yelp reviews, like actively. We were on a 3-week-long trip and they wrote a review for every like establishment we went into. I was like, what are you guys doing? They're like, well, I really think that, you know, people have a right to know, like if they're, you know, if they're good, great, but if they have something to improve on, then they should be able to identify the problem and improve it. Like, makes sense. Then how come I'm the only one in this family who's been to therapy? With that logic, identifying my problems, working on them. Let's see. Yeah, dating in LA is insane. You guys know the 3 traits that make someone a narcissist? Because I just had to learn this because I found out this is the kind of guy I'm attracted to. And it's like, you know, manipulation, lack of empathy, and living in Los Angeles. Or New York. That's also, some people say that that's also a risk factor. Speaking of being home with my family, my mom recently told me that she thinks I drink too much. She's like, you really need to cut back on your drinking. You want to remember your 20s, don't you? It's like, no. No, I don't. It'll just be memories of like being broke all the time and dating guys that call me dude. These aren't memories that I plan on storing long term. Yeah, I just find being in my 20s to be a very awkward phase of life. Anyone else?
Yeah.
It's really weird. I grabbed drinks with a friend recently who I hadn't seen in a while, and she was telling me like, I want to be pregnant by 30. I was like, what? Like, you're 26 and you haven't fixed your personality yet. Yeah, she said, yeah, I don't know, I just really want to be pregnant by 30. I was like, well, I live in Los Angeles and we don't think about being pregnant by 30. We think about getting Botox by 30. Like, who has enough money saved up by that time? Like, if you actually have real money saved up by the time you're 30, don't use that on children. Like, use it on something more important, like a down payment on a partial facelift. What else? What else is new? Yeah, I got my nails done recently, ladies. Yeah, I got my nails done the other day, and I realized, like, you know, as a white woman, like, there's a lot of other white women that complain about going to nail salons and you know, like, oh, they talk shit about you in a different language, speaking of like the immigrant women who work there. Like, well, at least they're doing it in a different language. Like, normally people talk shit about me in English. I'm glad I don't know the Vietnamese word for hairy fingers or toes. Yeah. Let's see. Something new development in my life. I hooked up with this guy in LA before I left, and we've been sexting. Anyone else sexting? Woo! Not the pictures, just the language around it. And it's awkward as hell because he's in LA and I'm here. So like he'll send me a text, you know, like 12 his time, which is like I'm asleep. So, oh, like you want this dick? I don't know, whatever he says. And then I'm responding, oh, that's a flag, thank you. White flag surrender. And then I'll respond at like 9 a.m. my time, like 12 my time, which is 9 a.m. his time. He's just in the Starbucks line, like, yeah, like, I want this dick in me. Like, I want a venti macchiato, like, just bricked up in the Starbucks line. Oh, yeah, also sex. Recently had a one-night stand. Woo! Yeah, different sex than the last one I mentioned, so things are going well. Yeah, I had a one-night stand with this guy, and it was the weirdest hookup I've ever had in my entire life because I go home with this guy, and he's like, do you want to try some role play? It's like, dude, we just met. This is role play. Like, two strangers walk into a bar. That's the situation. Are you ready for it? It's like, what are we supposed to? We don't know each other. Are we supposed to role play that we know each other? Like, we're in a 10-year relationship, and I'm feeling kind of tired and just want to go to sleep. Can we just go to sleep? All right. Thank you guys for spending my time. Thank you to our hosts. Thank you, Rebecca. The Claire O'Neill on Instagram. You can say the in front.
What did it say? I didn't hear.
The Claire, Claire O'Neill.
Guys, follow Claire. I can get the name.
Oh, I
Alright, drum roll. Give it up for Claire one more time.
Chris.
Give it up for Chris.
Thank you.
Claire was talking about one-night stands. Are we single here? Are you single?
Yo, my name is Chris. I'm a storyteller.
Yes.
I'd just like to first give a shout out to everyone who came before me and everyone who will come after me. And, so, I never told this story in 7 minutes, so this is going to be interesting. I do not like roller coasters or extreme thrill rides. I'm talking about the kind that hoist you way up in the air, hold you there for a few minutes, and then without warning, just suddenly drop you to the ground. There's no ride involved in that. It's just the feeling of falling to your death. And that's not something I enjoy. So my entire life, I'm 52 years old. I've managed to avoid these rides. I've just simply said, no, I'm not doing it. There's no shame in that. But everything changed the moment I became a father. Now, when my son was 7 years old, I took a day off of work, and we went up to water country in New Hampshire. And I'm from Boston, so I know water. It might come out, but no. So we spent the day doing the things you do with a 7-year-old little water park. We did all the little kiddie rides, and it was a pretty full day. And as we're walking out of the park, he kind of grabs my arm and he's like, "Daddy, can we go on that one?" And I sighed because I knew exactly what he was talking about I just hope he didn't see it. He was talking about the biggest water slide in the park. And I looked at it and it was straight that drop. And I didn't want to go on it. But I was conflicted because my son's 7 years old. He's about this big. And at that time, he looked at me like I was the strongest and bravest person in the world. He looked at me like I was a superhero. And honestly, I didn't want to lose that feeling. And I didn't want to lose that feeling by admitting, yeah, daddy's afraid to go on that big slide. So instead of saying no, I came up with a plan. It was about 8 stories of stairs to the top of the slide and at least a 25-minute waiting line. So I figured I will take that opportunity to show him how high up we were going to be and how far we were going to drop down, and let him see that it's really not going to be that much fun. You know, he's a smart kid. He will figure it out. So we start climbing up the stairs, and we're about on the second flight, and we're getting pretty high up. So I take my opportunity. I say, buddy, because he was my buddy, so I called him buddy. I said, buddy, we are so high up right now, you can see above the trees. What do you think about that? And he looks and he says, wow, I've never been up this high, Daddy. I'm like, this is cool. And I'm like, cool, this is what I was expecting, but you know, he's just not high up enough now yet. So we start climbing up the next few flights of stairs. And the whole time I'm hearing people go down the slide. Ah, ah, ah. It sounded horrific. So we get up on the next couple of flights of stairs and I say, hey buddy, we are so high up right now, I can see where we parked our car all the way in the back of the parking lot. And he goes over the railing and he looks and squints and he's like, oh my God, Daddy, you're right. I can see our car. Hey, Daddy, I think you left our lights on. Now I'm over there squinting because I'm thinking I left the lights on. So we get up to the very top and we're so high up, the wind is shaking the platform. It is swaying back and forth. And I'm looking at my son and he's showing no kinds of fear. But me, on the other hand, you know, my heart is beating. I'm sweating, you know, we're taller than the trees. I can see my car. People are screaming. I'm having a hard time. So I look at him and I kind of pull him out of line. And I say, you know, buddy, you know, we're kind of high up right now. And I understand if you're scared. We don't have to do this. In fact, you know, if you want, I can take you back down the stairs and we can go get some ice cream. I was so desperate, I was robbing him with ice cream. But he just looked at me. And for the first time, I realized that he had eyes that were much older than a 7-year-old's. And he just said, no, Dad, it's okay. I'm not scared. I want to do this. I've been waiting to be old enough to do this. So I just said, okay. And I was just wondering, why didn't my plan work? Why couldn't he see that this was really not going to be as fun as he thinks it's going to be? And while I was thinking about this, he goes to the edge of the slide, gets his instructions from the slide attendant, and then he just drops. I couldn't believe it. I was standing there by myself. And on top of that, now I had a problem that I wasn't expecting. I go to the edge of the slide and I look down and I see my tiny little boy get out of the wave pool by himself and walk out into a crowd full of 100 strangers without me. Now there's something I call a parent's panic. And that's when, for a split second, you lose track of your child. And you just imagine horrible things happening to them. So I just knew that I needed to be where he was at immediately. Five minutes later, I got a flag. 5 minutes later, I'm down on the ground. And my son says, Daddy, you broke the rules. I said, what do you mean I broke the rules? He said, when you went down the slide, you were supposed to lie back and cross your arms. You didn't do that. And that's when I realized I don't remember how I went down the slide. So I asked him, what did I do? He said, you just leaned forward and put your arms out and you jumped. Like you were trying to fly. Like you were a superhero. I learned a few important lessons that day. Number one, as a parent, I should not automatically assume that my personal fears are going to be my child's fears. And second, I need to be very careful not to project my fears onto my child to discourage him from doing what he wants to do in life. Thank you. I do have an Instagram. I don't have it memorized, but if anyone wants to connect with me, I'm always happy to connect with like-minded individuals. Yeah, thank you very much.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, but next time I'm in New York. Yeah,
What? You're from
I'm
downtown?
from Boston.
All right, we gotta get his number.
I don't even know where I'm at right now.
Thank you.
That story, your reverse psychology trying to talk your son out of the slide, it sounded like me telling my boyfriend he doesn't really want a blowjob, you know? And be like, I don't think you're gonna like want that. This is gonna make you like, it's gonna be unpleasant, you know? It's just like, and I was already thinking that, and then you said, like, your son said, I want this, daddy, I'm old enough, I'm ready for it. It was, but yeah, sorry. That was a beautiful story, though. I'm so sorry.
Thanks for corrupting it.
Thanks, Rebecca. Thank you.
Guys, are you ready for your next comedian? Or sorry, performer. I forgot what I'm doing. Wait. Oh, Kat. Just a second.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Give it up for Ken.
I have probably have ADHD too.
Yeah, everyone's handwriting is bad. It's okay. It doesn't matter what anybody's name is. It just matters that we're here and we're all honorary townies tonight. Yay, give it up for Ken. Sorry, you need some more time. Great. Yay, keep it going.
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't. Gotta hold it. No, it's probably no. You're gonna break it. It's fake. Sorry, there's no mic. No mic stand.
Yep, it's not fit. I still
Sorry.
never said that. So let's do it. There it goes. Hey guys, I'm Kenneth Wynn. I'm performing poetry, but before I perform, I must say, loving everybody's outfits. So you guys got more drip than a broken faucet. So I'm loving it. Y'all making it wet. Again, something I expect from every day. So yeah, I will be performing poetry and spoken word. And it's been a while since I performed. That's why I'm a little bit shaky. I'm running on Jesus and Adderall. So yeah, here we go.
We're a loving audience.
Yeah. This is called a little cheesy. I wrote this after a breakup, a little depressive phase. This is called To My Future Wife. To the one I will bow down in reverence, on one knee, to the one who stole my heart. To my future wife, I pray to God who whispers to you in your sleep that all your insomnia and stress, all your nightmares and restless nights will anchor to an end when we meet. I pray that whenever you don't feel jaw-droppingly gorgeous, as if your mirror's reflection seems to have a few cracks in it, that you at least remember me. Someone that will hold that mirror up even when his shoulders are sore, just so you can see your angelic grace. I always believe that real love is like a big smile with chipped teeth and braces. It radiates without a care in the world. Imperfect perfection with no Photoshop, just like you. I always assumed that true love at first sight was only for Hollywood or New York, shrouded in a blanket of cinematic lies, until I grabbed my popcorn and dazzled my eyes upon you, a star in God's gracious movie. Your safe brownish green eyes, wrapped in a dress bedazzled with diamonds of warmth yet weariness, dance in the rain and touch my soul like a delicate dancer upon the globe's most crimson and golden stage. And if that were indeed the case, I'd spend every last penny to see anything you perform, just so I can tell my small town church that these nearsighted eyes caught a 20/20 glimpse of what heaven looks like. I'll always love you the very way I learned how to work out by myself, confused, yet encouraged, with no glance at my heart rate because I know that this thing in my chest will skip a beat when I see you and dance until the sun wakes up to embrace you. I'll always love you the same way I feel when I'm on top of a big roller coaster. Wheezy and motion sick, as if my mind is plummeting and my soul is skydiving apart, but with an urge of excitement to go on that ride over and over again, because I always want to fall for you. I always will, my love. So death and gravity do us part. So yeah, I got recommended by this gentleman right here to do this. Harrison, woo! It's my son, Harrison. Yeah, and so he recommended me to read this, and so yeah, trigger warning. It does involve a little bit of like just dark things. Context. I do poetry. I'm an actor. And I'm also an autism behavioral therapist, and this is the based on one of my client stories or incidents. So here he goes. This is called With Great Power. As my client's tears cascaded down like an exalted waterfall, he glimpsed me straight in the eyes after our warm embrace, like our souls collided like an asteroid in space, and declared, "Mr. Ken, thank you. I do not feel alone anymore." It was one of the most profound moments in my life when I realized that pain, ironically, is the one aspect that can captivate the senses like no other and build bridges from seemingly strange remains. With the right amount of parts, anything can be repaired. Thus, there is a union of souls amidst a glare of tragedy. This moment occurred after my client had vented to me about his recent suicide attempt, to which I, as if my mind were a gun cocked and loaded, responded promptly with the tale of my suicide attempt at the age of 16. My client, who felt so isolated, ashamed, and shocked in his agony, found comfort in the realization that no man or woman is a lonely island to themselves. We smiled as bright as the sun as I assured him his current situation was not his final destination. The train of life to our desired location is contingent on our poignant audacity to smile on the days that hunger for the darkness that trails and lurks behind our very own deep shadows. The story of our trials does not make us an anomaly among the 8 billion humans on Earth. Pain often creates a sense of commodity, and the fiery burn of grief warms all who bathe by the sentimental bonfire of tragic memories. My clients and I have carried on with our day with a newfound vitality in the notion that strength does not mean to lift the heaviest objects. It can also mean lifting yourself up when you've fallen 6 feet under. Are we good on time, or what time is it? All right, cool. I'll read this short poem. Yeah. So.
Give it up! Give it up!
All right, this is called a Meadow of Elysium. Elysium is heaven for Greek soldiers after they die. So yeah, Meadow of Elysium. As an open mic poet, there are no metaphors or stanzas, even to blossom or bloom flowers that air fragrance to describe your loveliness. Confused? Because, my darling, your beauty and splendor is already a vast garden dressed with lilies of pure poetry. There is no need for a semicolon, since you punctuate your presence with your smile, with an awareness that you are a finished sonnet. Your beauty is unwritable. I can't pen on dry, lovely ink. Cool. My social media, my Instagram is Morgan Freeman. If you find someone that's a little bit dark, that's just me with a tan. And no, I'm kidding. It's Awaken. AWAKENN__ Awaken. Is my name says. So yeah.
Again, give it up for Awaken! Give it up again, come on!
Are you ready for the next performer?
Yes!
Who is it?
Drum roll!
Drum roll. Harrison Love.
Ah,
Hey.
give it up!
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. We'll do something a little bit different. My name's Harrison Love. I'm an artist and author. I wrote and illustrated this book, The Hidden Way, by Harrison Love, which you saw on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and can be found in several bookstores here in Brooklyn.
Give it up!
I'm going to read some passages from it. There's also some pages that I'm going to pass around that have the book's information on it. You can take a page from my book.
Yes.
I hope that you enjoy it. And there you go. This wasn't entirely planned, so. This is from page 183. I'll read slowly. Heed these wise words. No coin nor purchase can afford that wealth that is gifted to the young and coveted by the old, that which no king has carried in his coffers beyond his own reign. It is a gift that is set to sweet spoil and never given again. No amount of wanting can sate the empty bellies of the dead, wanton of more life. Again, I should say this is from The Hidden Way by Harrison Love. This book is about Amazonian myths and folklore. I spent 3 years living in the Amazon in Peru and tried to comprise the myths and folklore of the 3 different tribes, the Guarani, the Shipibo, and the Ashaninka, into something that the Western reader would enjoy. It's meant for the young adult audience, and I've been told contains a lot of really good Jedi wisdom.
Give it up for Jedi Wisdom!
A little bit more.
I didn't know Star Wars. Jedi.
Yeah. I didn't know. The capacity for love is one of mankind's great strengths, he said while pointing at the girl's heart. The very moment when out of this turning inward, you realize that you would die if what you have brought into your heart was denied you, that is when you will have won over your fears and understood the true strength of love. These are all my dog-eared favorite pages, by the way. And the book is illustrated by me. All of the illustrations are woodblock prints.
Give it up for illustration!
The shaman's gray eyes glinted with little white shapes of light where the sunlight broke through the blanket of black birds. The raucous sound of squawking the maelstrom became deafening. The birds, like black wisps of coal, drew a line through the pale blue daylight. Shadows enveloped the expression of terror on the old man's face. The soot filled the air, and the day went dark. Rinpoche's voice sounded as dry as the white sands that skip across the wood planks of the Loka. And some illustrations here.
Give it up for illustrations, please.
So this is actually interesting because amongst Amazonian tribes, there is a big fish story. Every culture in the world has a big fish story. If you don't know what a big fish story is, ask your uncle. Your uncle will tell you a big fish story. it gets bigger every time that he tells it. And it's the same with this story. It's about a jaguar hunt where there was an old chakmul in the area, and the chakmul is kind of a fabled jaguar that inhabits a cave in most of their stories. Amongst the 3 tribes I interviewed, they all told this story about a famous jaguar hunt that happened or occurred usually towards the beginning of the time when the tribes inhabited the areas of the Amazon that they live in. Each time, the tribes forgot to pay homage to Pachacamac, the god of earthquakes and the god of the hunt. And as a result, they were preyed upon by this giant jaguar. And every time that they tell it, it's big and big. And eventually, after it preys upon a lot of the people from the village, they eventually go on a hunt for this thing. And they go out to the cave in which they can go and find it and discover that there are carved steps into the cave, that there's ancient writing in the cave, and that there are stone jaguar skulls and heads amongst the cave walls, and that this is no ordinary jaguar, but something worshipped in the old world. And they go in, they hunt it, and eventually are able to go and slay it, but every time that the story is told, when they go in to go and retrieve the jaguar's body, it disappears. And they're never sure whether they actually were able to go and capture it or kill it. But it's their version of the big fish story. And from it, I'll read you a little passage. Demon clerics of the foreign horde, mad with power and their new kingdom, marshaled their acolytes from the conquered, helpless, diseased masses, and included not only the beliefs of the people, but our language as well. The old ways, which were once commonly sung, became only whispers. The cursed illness continued to sap the strength from the people, and the empire crumbled. The Viracochan priests and the devil inside of them sought out the religious relics, known in the old tongue as Huacas, in every corner of the empire. They ordered the Huacas to be burned in the main square of every town by every village elder. And this was the beginning of the story of the Chakmul. The stories of the great temples have all but faded from memory. The path of the old ways have gone untended and has fallen back into the jungle. New paths have been cut through the jungle in the search for food and thirst for life. With the loss of our heritage during this time, our great migration, the tribes soon lost all connection with one another, living as their great ancestors once had amongst the wild.
Give it up for Harrison, please. Give it up for Harrison, come on.
Yes.
Flags up.
1 minute?
1 minute?
It's technically up. Yeah, sorry. I think you were focused in on the book. But...
Oh, I am.
Give it up for Harrison, please.
You can find me on Instagram at Harrison Love. The book also has an Instagram, the Hidden Way book. That's the easiest way to find me.
Well, how else can we find you, Harrison? Any events you're doing?
I host a monthly event called STOA. It's at the Peristyle in Prospect Park. It is at STOA, STOA.BK. It's monthly. It's the last Saturday of every month. We host art events as well as open mic. And I also do some crosswork with the 7-7 Collective and do open mic things as well. So thank you all for coming, and thank you so much for your support.
Give us five people one more time.
My Instagram is at Harrison Love, all in word.
All right, give it up. Harrison has been very helpful in helping me get to
Guys, give up for yours and are you ready for the next performer?
Yeah, we ready for the next one.
Yeah, give a drum roll, please, for Tim.
Tim! Give it up for Tim. Woo!
Thank you.
Turn it up. That was a good
Give it up. One more time. Thank you.
Man, what are these flyers to the choir? Can I come?
Sure, you want one?
Yeah. Thank you. Yo, you guys want to know what this says?
Sure, go for it.
It says, Kim, you're a therapist and you breached the confidentiality contract that I can't pronounce because I'm too stupid to write a story. Kim, you could go to jail for that story. You know that, right?
Yeah, I didn't mention their names, so yeah.
Nigga.
Oh, thank you. I really want to speak about that.
He was like, hey guys, so this is the story that I stole from my patient's sessions. Like, I don't know, but to me, it's raw, it's cool, but just don't. It's too familiar to me, you know? Because like, I like rap and like they snitch on themselves, bro. Poets can't be going out the same. That's all I'm trying to say.
I feel you were heard.
You got me, thank you, man.
You are affirmed and heard.
Love it, audience. I love it.
Yo, tell me why I saw a white dude with cornrows earlier. Right? It was like, what? See, man, you were a unicorn. I had to do a double take, you know, like make sure it was an AI generator. Because they were scared of me. But even though I was scared, I'm brave. So I went up to him and I asked, can I feel your hair? I had to get that lick back, bro. I had to. Yeah, thank you. And then he said, I just got in the Rikers, bro. You know, like trying to intimidate me. But I felt relieved, you know, I'm not scared. Because if there's one okay explanation for having cornrows, it's if you just got out of Rikers. That's the one okay reason. But at the same time, I told him, yo, you're good. And that's like a temporary license. You got like 2-3 weeks to cut that off before you get a ticket. You know, he's gonna get fined. And like fined, I mean he's going to be robbed. I'm just trying to help a brother out. Don't be scared. This next one isn't a joke. It's really just a confession. Bear with me, alright? Bear with me, alright? Like, can I be real with you guys? I can be real?
Be real.
Is this a safe space?
Yes, give it up for safe space.
Alright.
Hello, support me here, guys.
Yes, sports. Listen, just remember, I am the victim in this scenario. Okay? I really like watching videos of retarded guys online, and I can't stop. I can't stop. Okay? It's too funny. And I know some of you guys are scared, like, oh, I have a cousin and he eats my other drawer with his hand. Like, listen, I'm not making fun of disabled or retarded people, okay? I'm trying to say America loves retards. We love retards. Look at Adam Sandler. Every movie he plays, he's playing a retard. He made one movie where he was a regular guy. Everyone who watched it was like, hold on, who the fuck is this Jew? I paid to see the retard. Yo, once you do that, you gotta stand on that shit, bro. You can't switch up. Listen, man, my favorite rapper of the year, because you know Spotify rappers came out. His name is Lil Tizzy Tard. Bro, I'm showing him with my friends in the back. He's in a wheelchair and he still spits fire. Crazy, right? Like, that's impressive. Man, you guys are hating on the bros. That's all this is. You guys are hating on the bros, man. But fuck it, okay. All right. No. Adam Sandler is literally the biggest actor in America. The only actor he's competing with is Sydney Sweeney. That's insane. Like, that's actually insane. Give it up for me on the watching a lot of female sports.
Yeah.
Nah, female sports are on the come up. Like women's basketball, bitches been hooping, bro. Like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. That's like the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson shit. The estrogen version. That's pretty cool. But there's this one women's sport that's on the come up right now, but it's insane. I think this is the ultimate team sport, and it's exclusive to women. It's this thing you can only watch it on the internet. It's called porn. You guys watch? Anybody watch this? Any fans? Woo!
Only fans?
That's good. Thank you. Nah, porn needs to be a sport, bro. Are you serious? Are you see the way these bitches so big? Bro, look, like I hoop, right? I play basketball, I play football. I was good at these things. I can't suck a 12-inch dick. That's an athletic feat. That's something that you should be crowned for, bro. Like sometimes when I watch porn, I'm not even like, yo, it's hard. It's like Nike, Adidas. Get this bitch a sponsorship, bro. Get this bitch a commercial there, a cereal, please. Nah, bro. Like when Ronnie Reed does the balls, magic. She be dribbling them, crossing them over her tongue. The bitch is like Kyrie. For real. But I need porn stars to have this type of bravado, okay? I need them to have this type of confidence. So at the end of the next porn I watch, I want to see Sarah J take 2 handfuls of cum and make it rain like LeBron. Stomp on these niggas. Yeah. If you don't like that joke, is sexist, all right? You're sexist. You don't want to see women succeed. That's all that is. But thank you. That's my time. Thank you. My Instagram is Tim_Emili. Emili is just Emily without the Y. If you want something better than my Instagram, follow me on Twitter at Superb Negro. All right? Superb Negro. Thank you. Am I picking the next?
No, thank you so much.
No, she's gonna pull it. Tim, give it up for Tim again.
Woo!
Tim, don't go nowhere.
Follow Tim. Keep it going for his. Make sure you watch ethically produced porn. That's my PSA. Since I'm on the stage now. A lot of women in porn are trafficked. The more you know, I'm bringing it back down. I'm resetting the room to. Anyway, sorry for. On a lighter note, I'm so sorry for. That's not. It's not a joke. It's just terrible. But guys, she is the reason that we're all here. She is the producer of this amazing show. Are you ready for Nancy?
Hi, everybody! Yay! Okay, so guys. Okay, just quick. I'm working on a couple of things. I don't know how funny I am. Let's see, all right? Don't be fake. But I was inspired by. Where's Tim? I was inspired by you. You know, everybody cringed, but I used to work for AHRC, which stood for the Association for the Help of Retarded Children. So it is, you know, even though it ended, like you can't say that word anymore. I worked, and I don't look that old, right? I actually worked for an organization that was called the Association for the Help of Retarded Children. So let's give it up one more time for bringing back some old words that we don't use anymore. Thank you so much. So I just want to let you know, we don't use it anymore. It's like diet. Things have changed. Words have changed. Things don't mean the same thing anymore. Anti-Semitism doesn't mean the same thing. It changed, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I thought it meant one thing, now it means another thing. It's a whole thing. So everybody needs to research and figure it out. Now, because you guys got so raunchy, I decided to try my raunchy side and just say, I have never sucked a white man's dick. And I decided to say that and let everybody know that. And thank you so much. And it's not because I'm racist. I just want to say that it was political. It was a political decision. It was not as though I never saw any white man that was handsome, or white men used to chase me all the time. That's why I had a problem with Whitney Houston back in the day. I used to boycott everybody, right? So I boycotted Nike. I boycotted Whitney for a minute because I didn't like her movie Bodyguard, where she was just acting like a hoe, chasing after a white guy, when that's not really what happened. See, white men chase black women all the fucking time, okay? And I really didn't like the idea of constantly the black woman as the sexual monster grabber, okay? Sorry, in my world, I was a chocolate ice cream cone that white men were chasing after all the fucking time, okay? I was walking up Midtown, white men were jumping out of cars. I started a car accident. Yes, all of that happened. So I didn't like that whole Whitney Houston thing. But anyway, I've been really into, I only get 2-3 minutes, so you gotta time me. I don't get a full 7 minutes. How many minutes do I have?
If you get 3 minutes, you have 30 seconds.
Okay, I get 2 more minutes. Anyway, so, anywho, so I was saying, as I was saying, I've been really annoyed lately. And my friend over here might be able to relate just a little bit. But I've been really annoyed about the whole puffy thing that's been going on. Have you guys been hearing about it?
Yes,
Have you heard about the puffy and the whole thing? So that was my whole era. I was at Nell's the night that Tupac got arrested for like raping somebody. I was at that party. I was at every fabulous party. I just was. But what's upsetting is that what I realized was I don't think I was as hot as I thought I was, because I wasn't invited to any sex parties. I was at Nell's. I didn't even get any cocaine. Where was all of this happening? And nobody invited me. So I feel like, I don't know, like I wasn't hot enough. Nobody invited me to the back room. I was just like part of like the guests or something, like just normal, regular. I thought I was like it. I was invited. I went to a puffy party where all the ice cubes glowed in the dark, and I just had this amazing time. Me and my friend, we were like dancing with the transvestite person. I know it's a new name now, but she was at the time. And we were having a fabulous time with her. And supposedly there was a whole sex party happening somewhere else that nobody invited me to. So anyway, that's it for right now in terms of my jokes. I hope you guys liked it. And that's it. All right, thank you so much. I'm working on it. And we have one last person for the night. And Rebecca will take care of the rest. I want to see if each and every one of you comedians here again. It's open to you every Wednesday. You just gotta let me know when you want to come up. And that's it. I want to see you guys again. Thank you so much. Oh, my Instagram. Sincerely, this is sincerely.brooklyn and why. All of you need to be following Sincerely Brooklyn. Oh, the other thing is, okay, I just want to make this very clear. When I follow you on Instagram, I'm Sincerely Brooklyn. If my emoji comes up and it has hearts, I'm not fucking stalking you. I don't love you. That is not what's going on, all right? And if I follow you, I'm gonna like and fire every shit that you put up. It can be garbage. I don't care. I'm gonna put fire. I'm gonna put love signs, whatever. Do not think that it's personal, all right? Give it up. Let's support each other. Let's support each other as artists. Give it up for Rebecca, please. Give it up for yourself. Are you coming back? Okay.
I like that, Nancy. I like that you're like, I'm gonna like your post, but I don't actually like your post. You're like, yeah, it's just popping up. Also, I don't think that the white men chasing you was just because you're a black woman. I think all men chase all women. Do you agree? Do all men chase all women,
I would agree, but
Yeah.
especially black women.
especially black women?
Cute women,
I like chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
chocolate women.
What? Yes.
I'm talking about
Having lived in Brooklyn, I think that all races of men chase all races of women. But Nancy, you are very, very hot.
Well, thank you
So
so
I
much,
think
guys.
Yeah, if I ever heart emoji your shit, it is because I'm trying to fuck you. Anyway, guys, are you ready for the final performer of tonight? He is super funny. Give it up for Adiel K.
And I'll give it up Turn it up.
Guys, I don't know where to start, but give it up for Rebecca and Nancy for putting this thing together. Give it up for the DJ, yeah, and the microphone voice guy. Rebecca, is your boyfriend Michael Cera? Because that's just immediately who comes to mind when you said my boyfriend keeps a second phone that he keeps in secret to play Pokemon Go with. Like, that's who I picture that guy being, is Michael Cera, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, I used to play Pokemon. I love Pokemon because of like the names of the different Pokemon. They were just so creative, you know? Especially the main character's name. Because the main character's name sounds like it was named after an urn that they sell at funeral homes. Ash Ketchum? Okay, all my Pokemon fans over here. That's good. Thanks. Good. A little bit about me. I don't own a watch. I just like looking at my wrist to let people know I have somewhere I need to be. I have been living in New York. I'm originally from Florida. Thank you. I moved up here about 3 years ago to do stand-up comedy. I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 3 years. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't know you had to be funny to do this shit. I just wanted to be one of those guys, you know. I just wanted to be a stand-up guy. It's a dumb joke, but that joke is only gonna get better every year I keep doing this shit. 30 years from now, we'll be on this stage and be like, I've been doing stand-up comedy for 30 years, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know you had to be funny to do this shit. Did you guys have a good holidays? Everybody had a good Chinooka? Yeah? That's how Smokey Robinson says it. You guys don't listen to Smokey Robinson? That's fine. You guys have a good Christmas? Kwanzaa? Good. That's good. You guys want to hear a Christmas joke? Okay. What does Santa Claus and the priest both have in common? They both like little kids sitting on their lap. Santa Claus, let's talk about it. Where does he take his shits? Does he just back one out down the chimney every time? You know, where does he go? Or does he actually go into the house looking for the bathroom? You know what I mean? I don't know. I like Christmas. I like Christmas, but this time of year always makes me sad, you know, because the trees start losing their leaves and shit. So I decided to do something about it the other day. I went to the park, I picked up a bunch of leaves, and started gluing them back onto their branches, you know. So now it's going to be summer all year long with orange leaves, baby. You know, that's what I'm. Is this a storytelling show? I don't know what I'm doing.
Whatever you want, do comedy.
I don't know. I've been living in Brooklyn, and living in Brooklyn is pretty rough. Somebody the other day said I look like both Home Alone robbers. I don't know if I walked that guy or.
That was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, thank you. Somebody else the other day said I look like all three major religions combined. Which thank God they said major because I was thinking Presbyterian, Roman Catholic, and Hindu. You know, that's what I was thinking I was looking like. I love like the records behind this, like in the wall, on the wall and stuff. Yeah. John Coltrane over here. Fuck yeah. Has anybody else been listening to Andre 3000's new album to go to sleep at night? Yeah, to go to sleep. It's good. That's what I've been. I don't know what your guys' favorite song on that album is, but my favorite song is the slang word for pussy rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. Don't you agree? That's my favorite song. Just the title itself earns a Grammy, I think, you know? I think the only way that song could be better is if it was called the slang word for pussy rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the word vagina. If you don't agree, you're gay. That's, I think the only way that song could possibly be better. For the record, I don't chase after women. I just watch the same porn that Tim does. So I do love women. I love women, though. Give it up for all the women. Yes. They produce this show. Are you kidding me? They run the world. I'm going to just keep moving the mic, stand back and forth as I feel. I've been doing comedy. Comedy's rough. Like the other day, I wrote a joke on my hand in Sharpie, and I totally forgot about it. So now my dick just looks like it has a tattoo. And, that's why I'm wearing gloves today, ladies. That's the only reason. Okay. A little bit about me. I'm single. Woo! Yeah, anybody else single but still listening to Steve Harvey from Marriage Advice? Anybody else doing that shit? No? Single. I'm not gonna, say that dating's rough. I like dating. I think dating, you get to know people. Like I went on this date the other day and it was going great up until she said she was bi. Because I didn't hear anything she said after that. My brain just went, she's bi, she's bi. Oh my God, she's bi. This is a dream come true. Are you fucking kidding me? This is amazing. I was thinking of scenarios in my head. I was like, threesomes, foursomes, 2 girls, 1 cup. It was like, you guys are like, pause, I get it. But it was so bad. Like, it got to the point where it was like 15 minutes that I didn't hear a single thing she said after she said she was bi. The last thing I heard her say was, you know what I mean? And I just went, totally, you're bi. I get it. Let's fucking get out of it. It's hard. What the fuck are we doing? I'm like still trying to put this back in. I got the flag, is that my time? I don't know. That's my time. Give it up for your host, guys. Thank you for having me. Oh yeah, my Instagram is at AudielZK.
Follow.
I also host the Do It Show. It's called At the Do It Show, and I have a podcast called At To the Streets. ADIELZKAY.
All right, let's give it up for our host. This is it for tonight. I just want to say that that's a punchline to my joke about the sucking white man stick. I just want to say this. This is the punchline. Let me know if you think this is funny. So the punchline is, the reason why is because I'd be afraid I'd have a slavery flashback. What do you think? I can work that in? You like it? Do you like it? Yeah. Do you like it? All right, I'm working it in. I want to thank you all so much for coming. Please tell people to come, show up, come again. Anything you want to work out, we're here to support you. before you leave, if you perform, if you could just write down your handle so that Sincerely Brooklyn can follow you, and I can put the fire on for you and the smiles and all that good stuff. And even if you're not a performer, I'll smile and like all your shit. Just put your name down there. I want to give it up for Duke, who's recording. Oh, Community Cuts. You can find this on YouTube. We're trying to get it going through YouTube, so check out Community Cuts. Give it up for Big Black. Give it up for Rebecca. And give it up to all the performers tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you, Harrison. And Patrick, who's not here, who says a lot of great comedians. Sam, you better come back. You better come back. Where's my friend over here? You know, I pray you come back. Dave, I pray you come back, Dave. Give it up for Dave. What is your event? Woo! Your event.
Oh, January 27th, the Spoken Joke over at the old 2 Steps Down.
Social, it's just a couple of blocks away from here. That's gonna be hot. Dave is amazing. Our California friends come back to Brooklyn soon. You'll come back and visit, hang out anytime. Oh, give it up for our timekeeper, everybody. What's your name? Give it up for Caroline, our timekeeper. And our one and only storyteller for tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That was amazing. I have
I saw it was live. Is this going to be online after? Is there a certain channel to watch from? Is it Community Cuts? Just